Molly Melon was a genie with a terrible weakness for mistletoe berries, although the same are poisonous to humans. Yet he had been trapped for a few thousand years in a crusty old lamp after being buried with his possessive master. One day a poor farmer uncovered the lamp while plowing a field. The farmer, being ignorant, took the lamp at once to his wife, and she, being no more intelligent than he, cleaned the outside brusquely, without ever opening the lid. The pair took the lamp to the market to sell for a few pence. The lamp was purchased by an antiquities dealer who, being equally lazy, never bothered to open the thing. This tale continues on in this manner, passing through a dozen or so hands, much to the increased hilarity of the local listeners who seem to find this the largest joke they ever heard. But to move on, finally, the lamp was purchased by a poor maiden named Daltina, who desired only a little warmth and light for her ailing mother. Daltina took the lamp home and opened it at once in order to fill it with oil and a wick, but instead of dust, a cloud of smoke issued forth from the opened lamp, and Mally Melon appeared. The girl was overcome with fear, but Mally Melon finally persuaded the poor thing that she was in no danger, and indeed could now have anything she wished for. In the next few months, Daltina and her mother went from being poor, sickly outcasts to being well-to-do. Their poor house became a fine mansion, and their garden blossomed. The girl with the flush of prosperity in her cheeks grew more beautiful by the day. Mally Melon, of course, was furnished with all the mistletoe berries he could eat. But on one thing, Daltina followed the advice of her mother. Never tell anyone of the lamp, she warned, for we are but two lone women in the world, and would be no match for those who would wish to steal our treasure. Several years passed this way, and Daltina was content. Every night, Mally Melon would ask her, "What more do you wish?" And Daltina would reply, "Nothing. I have all that I want." Then one day, a procession rode through the village. Riding at the head was a prince, the most handsome man that the girl had ever seen. That night, Mally Melon asked, "What more do you wish?" The girl was silent for a moment, thinking, "Who am I to wish such a thing? And he should marry a princess." But her heart, never before touched, clamored too loudly for her to hear her own wisdom, and so she whispered, "I wish for the prince." The next day the prince rode back to the village with haunted eyes. He had seen the girl in a dream and was sick with love. Within weeks the two were married. But the prince was not as good as he appeared. He wanted things, more wealth, more land, more of everything. When he mooned about these things, the girl felt pity in her love, and would in secret go to her lamp and call forth Mally Melon to achieve her love's desires. At first the prince was amazed at his wife's powers and intuition. After a time, however, the prince grew suspicious of his wife's seemingly magical abilities. One night he lamented long about a certain gold sword he must have that hung in a nearby castle. He pretended to go to sleep and heard Daltina slip out. In silence, he followed her down a corridor to her mother's room, and there spied upon her as she called Mally Melon from the lamp, and offering it some pretty mistletoe, asked her boon. Mally Melon, Daltina said, "There is a sword of gold 10 leagues from here. Have it delivered to my husband in the morning as a gift of tribute." To which Mally Melon replied, "Yes, master." The next thing, a courier arrived with the sword, just as Mally Melon had promised. How marvelous, the prince thought, to have a wife with such a powerful genie. Then he thought, how much more marvelous to possess the genie myself. And so that very night the prince waited until Daltina slept, then snuck into his mother-in-law's chambers and removed the lamp from the trunk as he had seen his wife do. Seized with excitement, he hastened to his armory and pulled the lid from the lamp. Mally Melon appeared. "Yes, master," the genie twittered, with a new malicious grin on his face. "You are my genie now," said the prince, "and shall only do as I wish." "Of course, master," said Mally Melon, "but how about some mistletoe?" The next day the girl awoke to find the prince in possession of the lamp. Despite her pleadings that she be allowed to control the dangerous creature, the prince refused to give it back. And oh, what the prince did with that lamp! Whereas before the girl had indulged her desires conservatively, the prince with the lamp knew no bounds. He kept Mally Melon rushing to fulfill his wishes until the rooms of the castle were heaping with gold and jewels. His enemies lay slaughtered on the fields without provocation. Mally Melon's wicked face now became like a demon's in the lamp, a demon who stole and laid scourge to everything. Finally, the girl could stand no more. The flame of her love for the prince was doused by bitter tears. One night she drugged the prince's wine, and when he fell into a deep sleep, took the lamp from his grasp. She called forth the genie once more, and sadly had Mallymelon carried the prince off to a distant and deserted land where he could trouble no one ever again. With the prince gone and Mallymelon back in to his good-natured self, Daltina restored the broken lamp and it's hard to read, and reigned as a benign, if rather melancholy queen for many years thereafter, reaping always plentiful harvest of mistletoes. This font has been difficult to read. We're almost done.